Hi there, my name is Teri Smith. I'm the owner of Adorable Decor, where we make and sell wreaths and other types of home decor. And I also work toward inspiring others to make their own designs through my wreath making group. And tonight we're going to be working on a grapevine wreath. And the florals we're going to be using are these beautiful little daisies that I got. And then this blue, I'm not even sure, it's a Bloomsbury herb spray in blue, but you can just has a kind of a hint of blue. But I thought those two would pair really nicely together, and we're going to make this into something beautiful. All right, well, like I said, we're going to be making a floral grapevine, and I think, in my opinion, this will be a wreath that you could use from spring on through the summer. Has these yellow daisies, and they're kind of miniature daisies. And then this, what did I say that was? Bloomsbury herb spray. I've not heard of that, but anyway, just adds just a kind of a hint of blue to it. But I thought those were really pretty together. And I have a 14-inch grapevine wreath, and I've already gone ahead. I placed a wreath hanger. You guys know I love to use wreath hangers on my wreaths. And this, we're getting kind of hard up for supplies right now, and I'm almost scared to see what's going to happen with the Suez Canal situation and everything. Everything was already backed up the way it was. But this grapevine, as you can see, is pretty loosely woven up here on the top, so I may have to do a little doctoring on it later. But the rest of it looks pretty decent. I have trimmed up all the stray vines over here on this side. My plan is to put all the florals over on this side. It's going to be like a half moon shape. And we're going to use a bow this time. And I thought this too, these flowers, and I might make one of these later. These flowers would look really pretty as, doing a complete floral design also. So look for that coming down the pipeline. And my bow, the blue in this is almost a periwinkle, and that's a really tough color to match. Any blues are difficult to match, and if I can just get them in the same tone or the same family of blue, I'm usually happy. But actually, I had this denim one come in today, and yes, FedEx came today on a Sunday. But anyway, I thought that paired really well with it. That was the only blue I could find that I could get that matched fairly decently. And then also I brought in a yellow. This is just a Swiss dot that we'll be using. Okay? All right, got full house tonight. Thank you guys, everyone. And then of course we have a few grasses too that we'll be placing. I pulled this, it's just kind of it's called a curly grass bush. And I pulled that one. I'm not sure if I'm going to use that or if I'm going to go back to my old standby. I love this boxwood. I love this boxwood. Let me kind of look at it together. Well, I don't know. I like this lighter green, and it's just not just one shade of green, which I really like that. And it's kind of wispy, and you can imagine if it's on your door, how it will kind of catch in the wind and have some movement to it. I kind of like that yellow with the green. I think we'll go with this one tonight. We'll save the boxwood for another time. All right, so who's all ready to get started? Huh? Hey, Renee. Hey, Lori. All right. So the first thing I want to do, I want to go ahead and do what we call greening the wreath. And that just means we're going to put some grass on it or greenery on it. Let me kind of clear a spot here. So is everybody doing all right? Hey, Kathy, how are you? Finally caught me live. Yeah, we're pretty regular here now that I've gotten to retire. We're here live Tuesdays and Fridays, but it's during the daytime. So if you're at work, that might be tough for you. But then Sunday evenings. But thank you for joining in, Kathy. All right, I'm just kind of pushing some of these up, not all the way to the top, but just kind of where I'll have a little bit of room down here to plug it into the grapevine. So is everybody else more ready for Easter than I am? I tell you, thank goodness, my husband helps out a lot with the holiday dinners. A lot of times he'll actually take on the main course, and I just kind of do the sides and all the other kind of things, but I need to get my butt in gear tomorrow's the day. I'll get out and get some shopping done. But I tell you what, it's been busy. Busy. And I said we weren't going to decorate. You know, if you probably heard my story. I decorated, you know, all out the last couple of years, and nobody's gotten to come to our house because of different things. COVID last year. But this year now we're going to have company, and I've not decorated hardly at all. And I'm not going to. I don't want to jinx it. All right, I'm just debating on whether to put two of these together. I think I will. Run this back up down there. My plan is to put the bow up here and then fan off of it either way. All right, and then just have the greens kind of going. This is going to be our transition point right here. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to pick a few of these. I'm going to put two of the stems together. I'm going to go ahead and put picks on them though. Yeah, that wasn't very good. I'm just not tall enough to use this stem machine with my table as high as it is. Hey Kelly, how are you doing? Kelly, you'll appreciate this. I finally got to play around the golf yesterday. It was gorgeous out, and then today it's like freezing again. I think it stayed in the 40s with the really strong winds all day. But it was really good to get out in the sunshine. I don't play with girls. I get to hang out with the guys. It's me and all the guys. There's just hardly any girls that play golf, around here anyway. All right. Now this is a single one. I might add another bush here after a bit, but we'll go ahead and just work with this to start with. All right. Like I said, I'm planning on the bow to go here, so we'll work outward from there. And even though this is a 14-inch grapevine, it's going to extend to be a pretty large wreath. I'll show you how we're going to do that. And this will be called, you know, we call that our transition zone. So everything from here over needs to all go the same direction. Everything from here needs to go this direction. Now, I told you I was thinking about doing a totally floral wreath with these flowers. And if we were going to do that, we'd want to be sure and make all of the florals go the same direction. I usually go clockwise. I think it's just easier on the eyes. I don't know, it's probably in my head, but that's what I think. So, hey Maureen, how are you? Okay, so nobody's coming to your house either. Yeah, that's the way. Like I said, I decorated all out the last 2 years. I mean, everything was decorated. It was cute. In fact, you might have seen some posts on Facebook about it. But first one we had 2 years ago, we had a really serious medical issue come up with one of our family members, so that kind of stopped everything. And then last year, of course, there was COVID. So I said, this year I'm not decorating, maybe somebody will come. So, all right, I think, let's see, we'll go one more. I think I probably will end up using both bushes, but we'll see. Because neither one of these florals have very much greenery on them, so I think we will have to add two. So, okay, so we have our transition point. We have our wreath, what we call greened. And look how big the wreath is already. It's extended pretty much quite a bit larger than the 14-inch we started with. That's something you always want to be thinking about. And then also you notice that I don't have all the greens just flush right against the grapevine. They're standing out from the grapevine. Okay, you don't want it just all, you know, one-dimensional. Okay. All right, so now we've got that. Let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and make our bow. And as I said, I've got the 2 ribbons. We have the denim, which I don't know if it really looks so much like a denim, but it was the right blue for me, okay? And then we have the yellow Swiss dot. Now, I think I'm going to go ahead. I was going to say I could do these either one of 2 ways. I could do this 2 ribbons at a time, or I could do them one at a time. I think I'm going to go ahead and make it a bow with 2 ribbons at one time. Now, I don't want great big tails on this bow. I want them just to be nice and cute, and because I want the florals to be the star of the show, so to speak, okay? I do want some tails that'll kind of drift in here and some tails that'll go up there, but I don't want real long tails, okay? All right, and let me get a bunch of ribbon off here. And I don't want a huge bow. I think that looks good. So it's about a 5.5-inch bow loop, okay? Well, shoot, let me get started over here. Daggone it. You can pay attention to what I'm doing. Okay. I'm going to make 4 loops. It'd be 2 of each ribbon on both sides. But I am going to make an extra loop because I want the extra loop to make the tails that'll be going up over the top of the bow. Where did the greens come from? Those came from Ren 2K or Ren 2000. And I bought them, I bet I bought them 3 years ago. 2 to 3 years ago, because I know I didn't buy any at market this last time. Actually, probably the last couple of times. I think I got my ribbon twisted. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. You know what I'm doing? No? This denim ribbon is darker on the underside than it is on the upside. That's what's confusing me. So, okay, I'm going to leave it like it is because the underside that I was looking at actually matches the periwinkle and the florals. But see how the underside is darker than the top side? I kept looking at that, thought, what am I doing wrong? But, okay. I get distracted very easily, guys. If you've watched me very long, you know I've got a terrible, terrible problem like that. Drives my husband crazy. All right, so we have actually, I've made 5 loops, okay, with a double ribbon, and that is because I want more tails to work with. Not longer tails, just more. Now, I thought my mind was messing with me or something. I'm like, what is going on here? Okay, we'll put our pipe cleaner down there. And if you need instruction, like slowed down instruction on bows, I do have several bow tutorials on my YouTube channel. And here on Tuesdays, every Tuesday we cover bows. That's all we do now is bows. So it's Tuesday at 1 o'clock. And this time we're scheduled to do bows by hand. Okay? All right, and I tighten that down, and I will wait until I get it up on the wreath actually to get my tails all arranged and my loops all arranged. I think I've got the one just a little bit longer. Shorten it up just a little bit here. All right, stick that right straight through there. And I'm staying toward the inside of the wreath, not the outside. I want to make sure that my wreath or my bow is coming more toward the inside to fill in that circle. Okay. Let's see, I'm going to bring this down here. Twist it around just a little bit. And this one that's a little bit longer, that's the one I'm going to use for my tails. I'll go ahead and spread it out though. Okay. All right. Like I said, I wanted some tails to kind of go up and over the wreath. And I'm thinking how many I want. I think I'm just going to have the 2. I could also make it into 4 if I wanted to. Let me zoom in here for you. Actually, I need to probably drop it down just a little bit, don't I? So you guys can see a little bit better. But if I wanted to bring that into, or if I wanted to make 4 tails out of it, I would trim it about right here, and then I'd have 2 short tails, and then 2 longer ones in the back. But I just want 2 tails with this, okay? So I'm going to trim it kind of short back here, and that'll allow these to stand up. I'm going to have to cut them somewhat shorter though. They're too long, they're not going to stand up. We'll go ahead and take it up like this. Okay. See how they perked up after I trimmed them down? All right. And I'm going to leave these kind of on the longish side for right now. We will likely shorten them later, but I'm going to shorten them enough where they're not in my way. Okay. All right, so that's what we have so far, okay? All right, now, you guys, I'm going to raise that camera up just a hair. It looks like I'm just almost cutting off the top there. There we go. Hey, Vicki, how are you? Nancy? Oh, thank you, Nancy. Yeah. Yeah, it just makes it a lot simpler. I mean, you've seen me a lot of times, if I decide that later I want to put some tails on top, you can always add them later, but it's just easier if you can go ahead and do it then. So, okay. All right, now let's start putting in some of these goodies. And I'm going to start out with the daisies. And let me trim this off here, trim off the price tag. I just love yellow. In case you haven't noticed, I work a lot with yellow, and it just makes me happy. I don't know. We almost these are staggered such that I might be able to just stick this all in at one time. Let me look here. If I can get it back into the, close enough to the bow there, I think we could. Let me see. We're going to try it anyway. I am going to go ahead and fluff it though, just like we always do, just to give it a little bit of life. You know, you don't want it all to look like it just came out of the package. All right. I am going to go ahead and take this leaf off too, so I can get it in there. I want to snug it up pretty close to the bow, to where it's basically just showing this, you know, this much outward. See what it happens here. Oh yeah. That way we don't have to pick all of those. Beautiful. Now this one, I might be able to do the same, guys. I'll make quick work of this. Kay, exactly. Kay said that the lady at church told her yellow was her favorite color because it just made her happy. And that's, to me, I don't know what it is. Yellow, I look at it and it does. It just brings a smile to your face. It does for me anyway. It's just bright and cheery. I think it makes me think about sunshine. All right. Now this time I'm going to go up just a little bit further. I want to kind of fit in this area right here. Easy peasy, isn't that simple? There we go. Oh yeah. And if I wanted to, I could come back later and add just single stems if we have some spots we need to fill. All right. I should have worked on the bottom too, but I didn't. I just got so excited about that. I just got distracted. But usually I'll put one and then come back and one, that way. But I told you I get distracted, and tonight's a bad night for me with that for some reason. Hey, Ethel May, how are you doing? And there's Daylene and Judy. So glad you guys are all here. I really appreciate it. All right, now let's do the same thing on the opposing side of the bow. And again, I'm going to try and get it in there pretty close to the bow. Now that one's not going to work as easy. We'll have to go in closer with the next one. We'll pretend like we were going to put that longer one in first, right? Get them all spread out there. And again, I'm bringing them out this way too. See how I'm not flat up against the wreath. Okay, they're standing out a good 6 inches from the wreath at least. Another price tag off. Now we may have to shorten this one even more. I'll have to look at that bow situation and see what kind of room I've got underneath of there. So like I said, I wanted something up here tight against the bow. I think we can do it. I just got to make sure I get it in the right place. right, let's see. There we go. And we may come in here, like I said, we may come in here with a little bit more individual stems. But that's going to work for right now. We still have more florals to put in too. Remember, we have the blue flower. All right, and we need a little bit down here also of the yellow. Hey, Lois. Has anybody gotten any gardening done this weekend? I had good intentions, but then I got an offer to go play golf with my husband, and I thought that won. I just wanted to go out and relax and have some good fun. And those guys, when you're with them, there is never a dull moment. They're a good bunch of guys. You have to have thick skin, though, if you're going to play golf with those guys. Okay, I think we need to put something about right in this area for right now. Now, I might bring, I might even thin down just a little bit of them. It's kind of bunched in right here, and I might pull a few of them down in this area. But like I said, we'll wait. What I like about this bush is, though, that all of the flowers are wired up to the head of the flower, so that makes it nice. You can pretty much put them where you want. All right, I'm going to turn it toward me so I can kind of see what I got here. Now, like this one right here, actually I'm going to do it right now. This one right here, I can shorten this up and bring it up where I want it. Actually, I need it probably about right in here, right behind the bow. Okay. All right, that's what we have so far. Oh, thank you, Kelly. And it's easy. I mean, it's easy. And you pick out your colors. I gave you that color wheel in our group. You pick out your colors, coordinating colors, and get you a bow. Get you a little bit of greenery, and put the florals on either side of the bow. And you can put the bow down here. You could put the bow on the top and go either side. You could put the bow at the bottom, go up either side. It's whatever your fancy. But it's just a real simple way to make a floral wreath, I think. All right, let me look here to see how this is going to separate out. I want it to stay long and spiky. And this is a really thick spin. I'm going to have to get my bigger wire cutters. I say mine, they're my husband's. All right, and this one will tear off. I maybe shouldn't have tore that off. I didn't want that to unravel completely. Let me see. Yeah, can't get that off my fingers. trying to keep this stem together because otherwise I'm going to need to rewrap it or put a pick on it, and I don't want to do that. I want to avoid that if I can. I mean, we will if we have to, but okay. But like I said, I wanted to keep it long and spiky. We'll fluff out all of these just like we have the other, and I'm just going to intersperse it in between the yellow. Yeah, I'm going to have to pick this anyway. The paper's coming unraveled. Once it got in that glue, it just started coming apart. So actually, I may not have to pick it. Just tidy it up a little bit. Let's try this again. Now sometimes what happens is you get that it's wrapped in the floral paper, and once you start putting the glue on it, it gets wet and it just kind of disintegrates, and then it just makes a mess. This one's probably going to do the same thing, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to start it right now. We're going to do it the right way. All right, so I put some here, so I'm going to come down here now. And again, I'm fluffing these just like I do my other ones. This one's not wired all the way down like those others, like the daisies were, but it's wired a good part of it. Hey, Joanne, how are you doing? There's Maureen. Now, these are real simple designs to do. Like I said, you just need a bow, you need some florals, some greens, and just start moving out from that bow. And if you're a seller, this is a popular pattern that on Etsy and in floral craft booths, I want to say. I want some of these to kind of drop into the inside there like that. All right, we need just a little bit. Well, I put one here, so we'll go in the inside here, but what I started to say, I need a little bit back in this area too. Hey, Jean, how are you? Cindy? Can you guys believe Easter's next week? I keep on thinking about that, and I just keep on panicking. But you know what? Every time I do that, I wait until the last minute, and I mean, stuff still gets done. I don't know why I fret about it so much. We all end up having a good time. No matter how prepared you are, it all gets done. I'm telling myself that. All right, I'm going to need to cut another bush here of the Bloomsbury herb. Has anybody else heard of that? Anybody else know what a Bloomsbury herb is? All right, let's see. I think once we use all this bush, I think we'll be good on the blue, probably. Okay, let's see where we need to go now. I know for sure I need some down here. We have this up more toward the front, and this is up more toward the front, so we need to do something down in here. Pauletta's never heard of it. I haven't either. And when I go shopping, like I bought these at Market. When I go shopping, I don't look necessarily, well, I look for the general things like geraniums and for Cynthia, that kind of thing. I do not necessarily look for something like this, but if I see it and I like it, I get it. And that's what happened with this. I can tell you, I had no idea what it was called. All right, let me look here. All right, we need to bring some back, it's just like we put some in the back down here, we need to bring some in the back here. And don't forget to fluff. Okay, I'm going to turn it toward me here a second. Still feel like we need a little yellow down here. And we kind of got a collection of yellow here. We might need to thin this out and bring a little bit more forward here. And then I want to bring just a little bit back here behind. But I'm liking it. It's pretty. Looking to see if I have anything short that I could put just, yeah. We'll trim this off right in this area, and I'm going to put it into, make it into a couple of more short pieces so we can go right in here, right behind the bow. We don't want to forget about that. All right, so I've got that piece going that way. I'll come and I'll do the opposite way with the other piece. Feels like it's going into thin air there. I need to find a good spot for it. You should feel just a little resistance as you're pushing those stems in, and I wasn't feeling any. That's why I pulled that back out there. Okay. All right, can you guys see all right? Zuli is wanting to know where and how and where did I buy my glue pot and what kind of glue do I use. Zuli, I only use Gorilla Glue in the sticks. And I get this either at on Amazon or at even our Walmarts carry these. And my glue pot is just a small electric skillet, and I got mine off of Amazon. And I can put a link in the comments. Or if you're on my blog, I've got a link for it in my commonly used tools section. But I'll try to remember to come back in here and put a link to it. But it's the reviews are so-so on it. I've had mine and I have not taken care of it. I've had mine for 2 or 3 years and haven't had an ounce of trouble with it. But I can't say enough good about it. I drug my feet not wanting to get one for the longest time because I learned with a glue gun. And I mean, I was always burning myself. I mean, bad blisters all the time. And since I've done that, I mean, it does sting if you get it on your skin, but I don't get blisters anymore because the glue does not get as hot. But I highly recommend it. It is a little messy, but I don't care. I mean, I don't have the blisters anymore. All right, let me see where I've got these last 2 pieces. I'm going to go ahead and cut these down. I'm going to stick those in here kind of close into the bow. I went behind the bow. I'm going to go here in front of the bow this time, like right in that area. Yeah, and I think I want to say it was only, the glue pot was only like, don't quote me on it, but maybe like $15 or $16 on Amazon. Okay, all right, now let's go on the bottom. Again, we're going to come in kind of close into the bow on the inside. There we go. Okay. All right, now the next thing I want to do, like I said, I kind of have a conglomeration of the yellow right here. I want to kind of thin these down. I think I need to bring probably, let's see, probably this one and bring him over here. We're just going to transplant him. Going to rehome him about right in this area. You can see I've got kind of a space here where we don't have much yellow. I think I am going to have to put a pick on that though. The stem's kind of thin and the grapevine's wound kind of loosely right there. Find a good place to go in here. Okay. All right. Let me turn it toward me again. Let me see where we're at. Still need a little bit of yellow down here too, and I think I'll probably need to add this other stem I have, or other spray I should say. Oh, Julie did a search on the Bloomsbury farm in Smyrna, Tennessee that grows herbs. Oh, thank you, Julie. Thank you. Julie's one of my close friends, and I can imagine you being the one that searches for it, Julie. But thank you. That's funny. Hey, Susan, how are you? Okay, we're going to put that right down there. It just looks a little bit sparse to me. Let's see. As far as the yellow anyway. There we go. Oh, look in the camera and see what it looks like. That's my go-to. Whenever you are ever in doubt of what your wreath looks like, look in a camera. Okay, I think we need a little bit of yellow behind the bow here. I don't want to take any off of here. I really like the way it looks. I'm going to step right behind this wall right here and get one more stem of the daisies so we can put a few right here. Let me get it. Just take a second. I pulled, what did we use, 5 of them, I think? I thought that would be plenty, but... And I like that they have these little bunches like this. That would be perfect to put right behind the bow. I don't want anything real tall. Just enough to bring some of that color right there. Maybe right in like this. There we go. I'm liking this. This is so pretty. Pretty and cheerful. All right, now I want to do something with my tails at this point. We'll also need to add a little bit more greenery, but let me go ahead and take care of the tails right now. I think we're good on color. Let's see where I want to put these. Trying to get them alternated, all those different bow loops alternated there. Okay. And like I said, I don't want them real long. I want the florals to be showcased, not the bow. So we'll just let that. Actually, I like that one just kind of draping down through there. This one we're going to shorten up just a little bit more. We might have to shorten up that tail just a little bit. Or if I bring him this way. I'm going to put a little kink in there just to give it a little bit of attitude in the bow. Okay. All right, now let's add just a little bit more greenery. I don't think we need to add much. But I do see a hole right back in this area, right here, where it needs a little bit of something. And typically, I'm going to add a bunch of different greenery. I don't want to take away from the wispiness of it by adding some short greenery. I think I'm just going to leave it like it is. Needs a little bit of something in here. Maybe a little bit more right here. I'm just going to try on some of this boxwood for size. I've got a few single strands here I want to try. Let me see. It's not like me to add just one kind of greenery. I don't know, I kind of like that. I think I'm going to do it. Just to give it a little bit more texture. To me, the green is just a little bit too green. I should, not too green, that's probably not the right word. But it just needs kind of calmed down just a little bit. I want to stick some right in through here. I can get in there without getting it all over the florals. And I don't want to add a whole bunch. I just want to, like I said, I just want to sprinkle it through just a little bit. Everybody doing okay out there? Oh, thank you, Sandy. Thank you so much. Hey, Kathy and Patty. it helps when you have pretty florals. I mean, it's really makes it a lot easier when you have good florals. They do all the work. You just put it in there. Yeah, right in there. Okay, I'm going to bring just a little bit of the boxwood right up in here, like a short piece, just one piece here, just to make it cohesive. If I can find a spot. That's the thing whenever you do this pattern where you're working everything off of the bow, it really starts getting packed in there where you kind of run out of room. All right, now let's put a little bit of that down here. And I got a lot of glue right there. I just need to stick a little piece of moss over that while that glue is wet, just so it kind of covers that up. It's easier when you take care of it right when it happens, instead of waiting, trying to cover it up later. All right, now just a little bit more of the boxwood and we're cruising to the finish line. Stick some down here. And a few right in here. And then I'm going to bring just a few short pieces right there in the center. Okay. All right, let me trim off a few of these short. Again, just to make sure that it's cohesive. You don't want to just put everything out toward the outside and ignore the center here. Got my ribbon tails all messed up now. We're forever fixing those, aren't we? I almost feel like I need some of the blue right in this area. Looking at it, let me see if I've got any more of that. Just one piece is all it needs. It's right in here. It's got a little piece down here on the end that's kind of wonky. I'm just going to cut that part off. It's not wired, so it's never going to hang straight. So, all right, let me turn it toward me and see what we need, if anything. I can see just a couple of little things, a few minor things to adjust. I'm going to try this on for size. All right, if I do that, I need a little bit of the blue. Yeah, dang. All right, one more piece of that, and we're going to be done. One more piece. A huge glue string here. That's the problem with glue pots. Got glue strings everywhere. I'd rather have a glue string than a blister, believe me. All right, let me turn it toward me one last time. Check it out. I think we're good, guys. I mean, as always, there's always times I come down the next day and I see holes that I missed or something like that when I look at it with a fresh eye. But I think we're good. I like it. Oh, thank you, Kelly. Thank you. Nancy's answering questions for me. Good. Thank you, Nancy. Oh, thank you, Teri. I didn't see you out there. I'm looking to see if I have any questions. Oh, Cindy's wanting to know, on average, do my wreaths stick out about 6 inches? It just depends on Cindy. Like this one, well, let me look here. It probably sticks out about 8 inches, but the thing of it is, I would ship this in a 24 by 24 by 8, probably. But the thing about it is, with these florals, if they're just barely touched, I'm not going to squash them by any means. I'm not going to squash them. But with the greenery and the florals that I've used, if it just barely touches it, it'll spring back. And the same way on the bottom. Usually what I'll do, I'll put it in and I'll kind of slide it this way, and then as soon as the wreath is out of the box, it springs back. And that's the benefit of using quality florals that are wired. You can bend them and manipulate them however you want. Or maybe the customer may want them even more, standing out even more, so they can adjust them to their taste. So, all right. Well, that's all I have for you tonight. As always, I have placed a pinned comment where if you want to, you can go to purchase this wreath. It's listed in my Etsy shop, and of course, as always, I always come back the next day and remedy any holes if there's any, or make any adjustments that I might see with a fresh eye. But I think it's beautiful. I love it. It's just something that, like I said, I think it will last from spring through the summer if you'd like for it to. And it's yellow, and it makes me smile. But we'll be Tuesday at 1, and we'll be working on some handmade bows. And I'm hoping I'll be able to use some of the ribbons that I got for the bow box too. So, and then of course, then we'll be Friday and then Sunday again. Okay. All right. You guys have a great rest of your evening, and thanks again. And I will catch you next time. Bye bye.